To discuss the new food systems policy tool that's been developed by the Global Panel on Agriculture and Food Systems for Nutrition, we are joined by Professor Corinna Hawkes, who is the Director of the Centre of Food Policy at City, University of London. Professor Hawkes, thank you very much for joining us.
Wonderful to be here.
Now, the concept of a food systems policy tool was something you originally came up with when you were co-authoring the Global Panel's first foresight report. What were your main drivers behind your recommendations to develop such a tool?
The reason was to encourage policymakers and practitioners to centre the work that they were doing in food systems on improving healthy diets for all. Historically, in food systems, it has been from production forward. So it said, if we produce more food, if we process more food, if we distribute more food, we'll get it into the hands of people who eat. And that if we make that food nutritious, then they'll eat more nutritious foods. But what that didn't take into account was the situations in which consumers, people are living their lives. And it just made an assumption that the food would get to them. So the purpose of the tool was to put people who eat in the center and say, let's start by understanding what people are already eating, what their dietary needs are, and where they access food, and work back to that to figure out how the food system can best deliver what they need for optimal nutrition.
Thank you, Professor Hawkes. Now, the UN Food Systems Summit is providing us with a unique opportunity for meaningful action to transform our food systems so they are more sustainable and they provide healthier diets for all. How do you think the Global Panel's food systems policy tool can help deliver on some of the commitments that were made at this summit?
The policy tool can really help policymakers think through how the actions and commitments to action that they're making can help deliver healthy diets to consumers, to citizens, to people, to their populations. There's going to be a lot of commitments that are concerned with the different goals of the food system: environmental sustainability, support for livelihoods, economic development, and that's important. But we need to try and find synergies between actions that can improve objectives throughout the food system and those which are designed to improve nutrition. So it'll encourage those who've made commitments to think, how can I make sure that the commitment I have made can also help deliver good nutrition to people? And so it'll enable people to start to consider healthier diets and nutrition more in activities with different objectives throughout the food system.
Thank you, Professor Hawkes. That's very nicely put, how the tool can be used by policymakers to think through the actions related to their commitments and looking for those synergies between actions within the food system and those in nutrition. My final question to you is, you're in a room with a policymaker or a key decision maker, armed with a copy of the policy tool. What would be your take-home message for them?
Remember, what is the food system for? The food system exists to nourish people. If the activities you're taking in food systems don't nourish people, they're not working. Use this tool to help your food system activities, your food system policies help nourish people.